Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have a lot of upset things, and I'm talking about a lot of people that are upset right now in the overall gaming sphere. Now, as you guys may or may not have seen, the Game of the Year awards actually did go and happen as of last night, and there actually might be a little bit of news we get to go cover throughout these next few days in regards to it. There's some pretty cool PlayStation announcements, which I kind of want to go cover, but I was put on the wraps up all throughout today with some important stuff. But throughout this, we had some drama that came out, and I'm going to go give you guys a bunch of micro stories. I'm talking like a lot of big heated things that in every different direction, things have been popping off, where people are upset, people are calling out the Game of the Year awards show, people are upset about actual like developers and everything else. We're gonna go talk about this. If you guys like this little like micro drama of like 30 seconds drama, 30 seconds drama, 30 seconds drama, well, this video is all here for you guys, everyone with the small attention spans. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter giveaway going below. Of course, if you guys want to hang out and chill, we'll be doing some stuff up on Twitch literally right this second. So you guys are bored, go and say hi after the video is all done. Let's go dive on into it. So first and foremost, for all of you lovely folks, we had a lot of big issues. Now, the Game of the Year awards show, I think overall was round up to like, okay. Like, I don't think I had too many issues or too many problems with it all. I gave it like a nice, solid, like, it was all right. Like, it could have been better, could have been worse. We saw some pretty cool announcements, such as Monster Hunter Wilds. We also had a few other various things, such as, like, some PlayStation stuff. And I might just do a quick video for you guys tomorrow, because I had a lot of folks already asking me about this. So if you guys want that, make sure you guys are subscribed. But there's been a few big controversies when it came to the show itself. Number one, with, like, kind of the big picture, a lot of folks were very upset about the lack of, well, attention towards the games, the game developers, and the actual people winning the awards themselves. We also had some bigger drama, too, for some of the statements. Some people were actually calling out, like, Jeff Knightley, Keeley, whatever you guys want to call them, for just various things. But first, let's go dive into this kind of bigger one where right now, a lot of folks out there, they kind of thought it was a running bit at the start. If you guys remember, there's a huge story over here when it came to, I want to say his name is Jason Momoa, but I could be completely wrong on this one. But basically a guy who is the big voice actor of, oh no, it's Christopher Judge. I know I got Christopher Momoa from. But anyway, Christopher Judge had like kind of a running meme and bit, where as of before, he like had a really long speech and it was running over time and they were trying to wrap him on up. So it's kind of like a little bit of an internet meme. So they're trying to go play off that throughout this entire, well, thing too as well. But one thing to note is that people are not happy with this, saying if I won Game of the Year, which if you guys missed it, spoiler alert, Baldur's Gate did win and won a lot of awards. If I won Game of the Year, it was dedicating the award to a member of my team who had died during development and saw the words, "Please wrap it up," I'd be pissed. The Game of the Awards over here. And this is kind of a video where these been going viral for anyone who's actually at the event itself. I don't want to go and copyright claim or whatever, but if you guys can see from people and footage from the actual show, people are literally on, like, you could like literally hear the guy's speech if you guys watched it yesterday saying,
for 6 years on this game, and sometimes very difficult circumstances. This was our COVID game.
Like, they're basically trying to go and like give these talks or shout outs to the people who worked in the game, or publishers or companies or investors, their wives, kids, whatever. And there's literally like the smallest countdown clock.
Along the way, we lost quite a few people also.
Like, this guy's trying to be like, hey man, we literally lost people. People literally like died. Like, people that were working on the game, whether it's from cancer or from other various resources. So it's almost like an extra homage for like how successful the game was, and kind of like a big thank you to everyone else who's out there.
Dedicate this to all people we lost, and especially.
Also, forget it's literally the Game of the Year awards. You would think that the people who literally win Game of the Year should get a pretty, like, either number one, a little extra time, but number two, a little bit of, I guess, respect when it comes to their actual conversation in the first place.
Jim, our lead cinematic artist, who passed away.
Like, you'll have people over here that are clapping, you have people that are supporting the devs, but look at this, you'll zoom in probably in a second, I'm assuming from the video, but it has a please wrap it up. So don't forget, this is like number one nerve-wracking. You're on stage, you're trying to accept an award, you're trying to go and talk about this. Make sure you thank literally everyone. And there's a little bit of a controversy too, where this guy was actually meant to also thank Xbox, which Xbox was a big major advertiser on the Game of the Year awards show itself. Like, there was Game Pass trials, there was Starfield, like advertisements and everything else, and people saw those. And guess what? This guy was supposed to do a big announcement, I believe, on the Xbox coming to Xbox having Baldur's Gate, you know, the game that just won Game of the Year. So Xbox, who's probably put a lot of money to make sure the showcase can still run with multiple different ads, and of course, obviously had their own ads in the game itself, like Sonic Hellblade, etc. Yeah, they got completely, like, they got destroyed. Like, I feel bad for them. And don't forget, this is also like a big pressure for someone out here who's trying to go and think like his developer and his studios and everyone else. Like, look at this. And this was apparently up there for everyone. Like, we saw a lot of people having really small speeches, but that's also why there's a lot of more other controversy too as well, where folks out there were upset because people were talking about how, like, Kojima out there had a chance to do like a 10-minute presentation, not even show a game, and have a chance to discuss this game, which is cool. Like, I like Kojima games. Like, I'll play Death Stranding 2 and all that. But people were also upset just on the ratio. Also talking about how the amount of ads that were being shown in terms of, like, even allowing folks to, like, you know, enjoy these speeches. And as well, like, there's another big thing where they were like, hey, the devs that felt erased by the Game Awards, the folks that love and perform in your game, see you. We know what a devastating year this was. You deserve to talk about those losses. You deserve to celebrate your wins. You deserve to feel seen, and we see you. And it seems like a lot of people are agreeing on this one too as well. Like, they're basically saying everyone needs to move on. There was even talks of, like, the big, like, celebrity guest appearances who were doing their talks, which I can understand the business side of it. Or, like, you have to pay a lot of money, or you have, like, these big celebrities like a Jordan Peele who show up. Like, you want to kind of let them have their time and freemium because they might bring new viewers or bring a little bit like legitimacy towards things, etc. Like, I get it from a Jeff's point of view, but for the viewer perspective, like, you have to have the balance. You have to go make sure that people that are receiving the awards, such as the Game of the Year awards at the Game of the Year awards show, have the chance to properly enjoy their time, have a chance to properly enjoy their experience, have a chance to properly enjoy everything. Like, that's a big deal, I would say, at the end of the day. And the fact that they don't, and they weren't feeling good about this, is actually horrible to see. Now, of course, overall, there was also even some more bigger drama where the same guy, Christopher Judge himself over here, was getting, like, people were upset. Like, Call of Duty devs were also upset with his comments, saying his speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign, going for the low blow on the Call of Duty campaign itself, saying Call of Duty developers past and present have taken to social media to express their frustration with a comment made by Game of the Year award, God of War voice actor Christopher Judge at the Game of the Year Awards. So during a speech delivered by a judge at the Game of the Year Awards on December 7th, so yesterday night, out of the presentation, the Best Performance Award for Baldur's Gate Newborn, the actor made a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3's campaign, saying, I'm not going to stand up here making long speeches. I'm going to stick to the script, no 8-minute speech like last year, referencing this last year's award ceremony talk over there, but saying, but fun fact, my speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign, he added. And they say, funny, but yeah, the metrics that COD absolutely destroys all the God of War games, probably combined, to be honest, and is also equally laughable, if not more. And this is where people are getting feisty. People are calling this type of stuff out. People are mentioning this type of stuff. And yeah, it's kind of nuts. Like, these devs are not happy. I mean, at the same time, I'm going to be honest with you guys, Call of Duty really wasn't the best this year. I played it for about a good solid 5 hours and kind of gave up. Like, usually I'll have it for like a week or two to kind of get on my system, but people are not happy. They're saying, hey, imagine, like, having, like, bad user engagement once your game is consumed. Can't relate. Basically trying to say, like, hey, like, guess what? Like, yeah, at least people keep on playing our game. Hey, at least people still enjoy Call of Duty. People want to see our next updates or buy our next game. Whether for say God of War, they're like, hey, you beat it one time, you're not playing the game 24/7, you kind of have your one and done and move on from there. And these guys were calling them out, saying, honestly, as a COD developer, we've heard way worse, but we don't expect it from a peer at an event that's supposed to be celebrating this year's achievements in gaming, especially with all the information that was leaked about its development too as well. So number one, now even developers are not happy. So a lot of folks are not happy, like the people winning awards, not happy with the teleprompters, people giving the speeches, not happy with everything. Like, this is like a ridiculous thing. Now, the very tail end too as well, we saw some Xbox fans not happy with, number one, the amount of games coming out, or even two, the fact that they even have like big announcements like a Starfield DLC, which meant to be like their big holiday press thing. And as well, we also had a lot of folks kind of calling out, on top of the Kojima issues too as well, just in the fact that it was just what doesn't seem like it had a lot of soul. Like, it didn't feel like it was like a good game event, good game award show, whatever it might be, you know? Like, it just didn't seem like something that people would want to go to. It didn't seem like people wanted to support. And when it comes to this type of stuff, it's kind of true, because a lot of folks are just kind of upset about it. It just didn't feel like gaming, you know? It didn't feel like the collective of people gaming together. And I kind of felt that same exact way too. Like, I enjoyed it. There was a lot of cool games that I enjoyed. There was new games coming out that I would like to play, but at the same exact time, it's like you want a little bit more. You want that little extra taste. You want to make sure that everything you do is like the cream of the crop. You want that one big announcement where you're like, oh my god, I can't wait to play this game. Or like a big Xbox announcement, a big PlayStation announcement. Sometimes they don't do it. I totally get it. It's up to their things. They might do a state of play or whatever. But at the same time, people are just kind of left like wanting more. And let alone with all the negativity where a lot of people never mention that there was a lot of gaming layoffs these past few months especially. And it's kind of a big one. Like, that's a big thing to kind of go and note, is that gaming layoffs as a whole, you know, like, it sucks. Like, no one wants to lose their job. No one wants to lose money. Like, no one wants to have to cut people and fire people and have that awkward conversation. So it's a really rough thing to go and see, you know, and no one ever made a mention about it. Like, no one at the Game of the Year Awards brought it up. I can understand why they wouldn't, but it was just a really, really awkward time all around for that as well. So people were not happy. People had a lot of critiques in this one, especially compared to last year. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. If you guys are bored streaming about the Twitch stream, subscribe for the PS5 giveaway or check out that Twitter link down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.